I've got a very naughty mould and a very nice mould, so we're going to have some fun today. I've also got some fantastic sparkly stuff from Create and Bloom. This is a biodegradable glitter. Look at that. Now, I've had biodegradable glitters before. They've never been that nice. Look at that. That's mica flakes. Aren't they gorgeous? And then, oh, look at this. That is just, oh, it's called Baby Girl, that one. Harmony, look at that. It's beautiful, lots of sparkle. A strawberry cream. Beautiful pale shimmery pink. We've got this lovely sparkly, it's called Starry Sprig. Look at that one. We've got a chameleon flake. Oh, well, opal flakes. I'm dying to try those. We've got this, it's just called Cupid. I mean, look. Oh. And also, the lovely Lou at Create and Bloom, when I ordered all this lot, decided to send me these, which is the new colour range called Monet's Garden. And look at those colours. Thought we'd have a look at those. Now, I'm trying to work out what the heck to put in this naughty mould. You'll all work out why I'm calling it a naughty mould at some point. So let's look at these colours. If I tip them upside down, you'll get a better feel for what these colours are. So we have got, what's that one called? Stinkhorn, must be a type of flower, because these are all going to be garden colours. Look at that beautiful subtle purpley colour. Aubergine, gorgeous. Peacock, so gorgeous. Sky, that's lovely, so delicate. And we've got rhodonite, and we've got hyacinth. Oh, look at that. Now, you know what I'm fancying doing? Pinky shimmers. Look at that, lovely subtle pinky colours. Maybe that might be a bit too sparkly, but maybe a little bit of that in there. Let's go for that. Might need a bit of that. Let's have those. Right. We'll keep all these beautiful blues and purples in reserve. I'm fancying trying to make something that is a little bit reminiscent of rose quartz on speed, slightly. So let's have a go. I've also got some Sinker White alcohol ink. You'll see why in a minute. I'm still not telling you why I'm referring to this as a naughty mould. It will become clear. So this is a medium viscosity resin, which is, it's just really, really easy to use. So what I'm going to do is I'll do the base first, then I need to switch to a different sort of resin because that is the last of that bottle, so I need to get a new bottle out from somewhere. Now these are opaque pigments. So let's just split these up. I'm going to want, if I'm going to try and do rose quartz, I'm going to need to split these up into quite a bit of the pink. Little bit of the darker pink. I am going to add a bit of glitter, which is very not rose quartz-ish. Then I'll keep this last little bit back to see what I need more of. Look at that colour. Oh, I say. Now, as I said, I'm going to want it slightly translucent. I think this is probably going to be our main colour. And that is more, yeah, it's more lilac-y than a rose quartz would be, isn't it? But look at that. And it only used the tiniest bit of the colour. What whole point of this video, by the way, is not these beautiful colours. It's actually the that naughty mould and the base that I'm going to make for it. They are from Into Resin, so big thanks to Into Resin for sending me those. Really much appreciated. But yeah, I couldn't help but show you these beautiful colours from Create and Bloom while I was at it because I haven't got a chance to use them yet, and I think they're very special looking. So this will be probably our main pinky colour. That's quite rose quartz-ish, isn't it? And I want that fairly solid, so that's good. I don't know if I want any of the darker one because those are quite strong already, aren't they? But what I am going to want is a little bit of this because it's going to be rose quartz and some. And of course I have got the white alcohol ink to add as well. So there we are. That's just to add a little bit of extra sparkle. Now we're going to replicate these colours probably in the naughty mould. Although, I don't know, I might go down the greeny bluey version instead. I'm not sure yet. But what we're going to need to do is get these mixed up first of all. Now I've put a lot of pigment in that one. A lot of the mica, probably more than I needed. But that's going to be our first base colour. So let's pour that in. And I kind of want to go around the edges. Now this is a lovely sort of, what do you call it? You could use these as coasters. I think they market them actually as bases or stands for something. They've got like a diamond cut edge, which is really rather nice. And they do them in a big set of like lots of different sizes. Keep a little bit back there. And this is where the Sinker White's going to come in. Give it a bit of a shake. Because this is going to push and pull all over the place, isn't it? So we're going to just dollop some Sinker White here and there in it. Hopefully, quite a bit, look. Hopefully that will go through and come out the other side to a certain extent. And this layer I'm going to go wiggly, wiggly, wiggly. A figure 8 and then back again. A bit more of the glitter. Actually, I don't know. I think we might be okay. I might just chuck some clear in now and be done with it. And just hope that white goes down through because I'm relying on that. Should have perhaps put a bit in the first layer. I am kind of relying on that to be the white veining that you get in rose quartz. Yeah, that's enough resin. Let's hope that pushes it down enough. Right, now I'm going to have to start up another pot. The naughty mould. At some point you'll all work out what the naughty mould is and it won't take you long, I'll bet. The naughty mould pays homage to the fact that I think there's ever somebody in all of our lives who deserves it. I'll leave it at that, shall I? So I'm just going to mix up another batch now. And I'm thinking of the bluey shades because there's some stunning bluey colours in here, aren't there? So let's get some more little cups on the go. I'm going to crack open now some Apex High Gloss because that's another resin I've got open. Again, another nice straightforward 1-to-1. Nice and reliable, easy to use, all the good stuff. No idea how much the naughty mould takes. I think that should be about enough. Right, so while I'm stirring, let's have a look at the colours again. I think we probably, definitely want the sky. That's beautiful, isn't it? Then I think peacock. So we're going bluey greenies, I think. That appears to be all pulling and doing its thing. I'm just going to add a bit more of the Sinker White here and there. Sinker White, by the way, is from Let Resin. Okay, let's have a look at these colours then. So, sky, first of all. We'll take these lids off properly in a minute. Look at that. Beautiful. Because it's a pigment paste as well, you need very little of the colour. In fact, I'm going to leave that kind of not terribly mixed well, I think. We're going to leave that kind of cloudy looking. Beautiful colour. Okay, now peacock. I'm expecting it to be quite a lot darker. Well, it is a lot darker, isn't it? Again, gorgeous, gorgeous colour. Look at that. I've given them a shake, by the way. They can settle in transit, so a little bit of a stir and a shake is always a good idea. Again, I'm not going to stir it in very well. I'm just going to leave it so it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of going anyway, isn't it, that one? This is going to be quite a bit deeper colour, isn't it? Starry Sprig. I think this is going to be a sparkle, isn't it? Although I might add just a little bit of that. Oh, that's nice. I might add a little bit of the, what's it called? There. What's that? Oh, covered in glitter and mess, look. Sibyl. I don't know how you pronounce that. As this is based on Monet's garden, inspired by the quiet magic of Impressionism and the tranquil beauty found in Monet's world, this palette reflects a soft, dreamlike harmony reminiscent of the artist's celebrated garden in Giverny, place where colour speaks gently and light moves with emotion. And it goes on. Lewitt Create and Bloom is extremely eloquent in how she puts together her colour packs and how she describes them and where the inspiration comes from and so on. It's just lovely. There's so much thought goes into it. It's not just a bunch of pretty colours. And I do always love the little story cards that come with it explaining where all the inspirations come from. If you're going to treat yourself to any colours, by the way, any of these colours, these sets are immensely good value. It's the way to go. I always go for the sets, although, as I say, this time, Lou did treat me to it. A couple of thank yous to say as well, not only to Into Resin for the naughty mould and this base mould set, or they could be coasters, they could be all sorts, and to Create and Bloom for the colours, or to Let Resin for the resin and the Sinker White, and to Apex Resin for the resin that I'm using now. Hope that all makes sense. Right, let's go in now. I'm going to put some of that colour. Looks like it won't need anywhere near as much as I thought it would. I'm going to give that a good squeeze because this is a little character mould, as you can probably tell. Looking at the feet and everything, you're probably guessing what it is already, but it is a character mould with a twist. You know what these character moulds are like, and that's why they're made of into resin, make them of extremely soft, squishy, beautiful silicone. And I know this one is from their handmade range. I'm not sure whether this one is or not, but it's made of this lovely, fantastic, squishy silicone, which means you can give it a good squeeze to make sure you've got no bubbles trapped where you don't want them. So now we're going to have a bit of this, and I'm going to stop squeezing it and squidging it at this point, because I kind of want the resin to do what the resin does now. And we wanted some of the Sinker white. I don't know whether this white's going to show up or not, to be perfectly honest. I meant to put a bit in between each layer, and I keep forgetting and just chucking it in. But it is a Sinker, so fingers crossed. We'll put a good layer of it in there. Now we're going in with some of the clear, which I have put a little bit of that pale greeny coloured glitter in, and then back around the loop again. And then we'll have the big reveal of what the naughty mould is. Being a character mould, I'll probably end up with a little bit of painting in detail to do as well. And of course we can sit him on that little base, which I'm hoping will work out okay. Having that sky colour, that is so delicate. There. A little bit more of this. There we go, we're right up to the brim, and I could do with a little bit more clear in here, so I'm going to risk putting a little bit of this greeny glittery one in, because it is so subtle. Who will know? The rest, I'm going to chuck them into something. I don't know what yet. A turtle. Let's have a turtle. It's another into resin mould as well, so it seems appropriate, doesn't it? And there we are. Time for a clear up. I will see you when these are ready to demould, and I shall reveal what the naughty mould is and paint in any final details that we need to paint in. I will see you all later. Right, demould time. Let's have a look at this little coaster or base or whatever you want to call it first. Oh, well, it doesn't look like rose quartz at all, does it? Well, around the edge does. It's very pretty though, isn't it? The glitter was a mistake, I think, and I should have probably swirled the colour in more, but it's very nice, and I love the mould. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? I did a turtle with the extras I've got left, so let's see what that looks like. Pretty. Gorgeous colours, aren't they? Let's have a look at the naughty mould. Just a satin finish mould. Yeah, I can definitely see that. And there we go. Now you know what I meant by naughty. Should have done more of that ink through it, actually. I like that. See how the white inks come up like that? I rather like that. Should have done more of that. So there's a whole set of these, by the way. There's a turtle and all sorts of these slightly offensive little moulds. And you all know, everybody has someone in their life that deserves one of these, don't they? So I'm going to paint his eyes in, I think. Yep, we'll paint his eyes in. A little bit of detail on here. I'm just going to use acrylic marker pens, I think. That should work really easily. Then we can sit him on here, and we've got our little piece. Right, acrylic marker pens. So I'm using the Artix ones. Got a discount code for you on these as well, by the way. Somewhere. I do love that. I think I'm going to make a bunch more. You see, that fits really nice. I think what I should have done is just push the Sinker white in here and there. But he just looks like he's been cut out of a piece of stone, doesn't he? So while that paint is drying, I'm going to make another one. I love him, and I love these colours. But I think I'll make a pinky one next. Should we go pinky purpley? Should we go these sort of colours? Look, that nice. And mix in some of that hyacinth. Let's do a marbled effect with that. This time I'm going to put the white in, just a bit at a time. So let's do that. There we go. Got some pinky ones in. Let's come back to our little frog. Put him another coat of the yellow on. Because if you want his eyes to be shiny afterwards, you could coat them with varnish or clear nail varnish or ultraviolet curing resin, of course. These are really easy to paint because they do stand very proud from his face, so it's really easy to be fairly accurate with your painting. Just leaves, of course, pupils of his eyes to put in, and a little bit of detail around his nose as well. Now, being a satin mould, this is actually easier to paint than a shiny mould as well. I won't say matte mould because it's not quite a matte mould. It is slightly satiny. I don't think I'm going to do around his mouth, actually. I think that might be too much. So just going to let his eyes dry, and then we'll colour those in, and then obviously I'm going to wait for these to be ready to demold and paint those in as well before I finish this video. So I'll finish this little guy off, and then while you listen to a nice little bit of music at the end, I will show you the demolding of this one and the colouring in of that as well, and we'll be done for the day. Hope you really like the moulds. Don't forget, I've got discount codes on, yeah, I think pretty much everything we've used here except for the colours today. The moulds from Into Resin, the resin from Let's Resin and from Apex, the pens are from Artix. Yeah, got codes for all of those for you. Have a look down in the video description. There's loads of yummy, useful discount codes and things there for you as well. Enjoy watching the final process on these, and I will see you for the next video.